Well, hello, everybody. How are you? How are you? I got to start out with my graphic tee. So, just wanted to give you a quick little message about me this morning. I am happy to see you all again. How is everybody doing? Please, please, please don't forget when you come and visit me. I'm Real Talk with Elaine. Make sure that you like and subscribe. I want to remind you of that at the beginning of my video because sometimes I get so into my content that I forget to even ask you guys to come and join my community. So thank you so much for being here with me today. This is April 19th, 2025. And this series is one of my Audacity series, and it is the Audacity of Resurrection, a spiritual versus GLP1 comparative analysis. So if you are waiting to hear something good, don't scroll past me. Hang on, there's a good word. So first of all, I want to start off because this is Resurrection Sunday Eve. Okay, this is Saturday before Easter Sunday. I call it Resurrection Sunday. You may call it Easter Sunday, but whatever you call it, this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. I have one thing that I want to say to you before I get started. John 3:16 says, "For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life." Wow, that is such an amazing message. And while I am not a theologian or don't claim to be, I'm not a preacher or anything like that, but I do love the Lord and I am a believer. And so when I thought about my content for this weekend, I wanted to relate it to, because I always like to circle everything back to our experience on GLP-1 medications. And if this is your first time here, again, I am Elaine, and this is Real Talk with Elaine. And this segment is a series that I started maybe back in, I believe it was November of 2024, where I just started looking at the audacity of things in our life on this journey. So with this being Resurrection or Easter weekend, I thought that I would come and bring a word to you all that would relate to how we are going through this journey. I started my journey back in March of 2024, March 29th, just celebrated my 1 year anniversary. I guess this is the last video I can say that because we'll probably be close to May next week. So I think that this will be it for just talking about my 1 year anniversary. But I'm just so excited because my 1 year anniversary has just been something really amazing for me. And I look forward to continuing this journey for another year and another year and another year and another year. So as we continue to move on together, I just hope that you'll be here with me. Wait a minute, my screen just kind of got dim for a second. So I just want to make sure you guys can still see me okay. All right. So what I want to, and also just to tell you, I'm 62 pounds down. Yay! Yes, in 1 year, I reached 62 pounds. It has been an amazing journey. At one point, I was going really fast. I started at 300 pounds back in March of 2024. And now I am down to 238.6 was my last time. And I think I showed you guys that on my last video. So I haven't done a weigh-in. I'm getting ready to do my shot today. And I'll probably come back with a weigh-in by Tuesday or Wednesday. I like to give it a few days after I do my shot because I do also have lymphedema. And so I have to do a series of things just to try to get to my real weight, which is number one, take my medication so that I can drain off all the extra fluids. But I have been doing good, I think, this week with the extra fluids that build up because I've been incorporating more exercise into my lifestyle this past week. So we'll see how that's going. And I'll check back in with you all on Tuesday or Wednesday for that. So let's get right into this series for today. The Audacity of Resurrection, a spiritual versus GLP comparative analysis. So when I think about resurrection, and this being resurrection or Easter weekend, we think about the Christian kind of definition of what resurrection is, or what we look at. So a Christian resurrection and a health journey resurrection on the GLP1 medications, they do share a symbolic theme of transformation and renewal, right? The resurrection represents a profound spiritual birth, and where we as believers, we can find hope, we find redemption, new beginning. New beginning is one of the things that I think that we look at, that we can kind of compare with the two. And so with spiritual, we find it in Christ's victory over death, right? But similarly, I can't say that word right. Similarly, a health journey with GLP-1 medications can also signify a physical and emotional renewal as individuals work towards improved well-being and an overall healthier lifestyle. So both journeys involve faith and perseverance. Wouldn't you agree? So we do utilize our faith in our Christian journey, and we also utilize faith. If any of you really are on this journey with your GLP-1 medications and your overall health, even if you're not on GLP-1 medications, if you're just here because you just are doing weight loss, and I have a lot of followers that do tell me that all the time. Well, I'm not on anything, I'm doing it natural. Good for you. You know, if this is how your body is responding to the efforts that you're putting in to try to become healthier, and secondary to lose weight, good for you if you're doing it from a natural. Some of us really, because we have insulin resistance and we have diabetes and we have other comorbidities, we need this medication to give us kind of that little boost. But overall, both journeys, as I said, should incorporate faith and perseverance. In Christianity, faith is God's plan and the promise of eternal life. And that's the central point of it. In our health journey, faith is the process, which incorporates the medication and one's ability to make lasting changes. That is crucial. Okay. So that's the two kind of differences, in how we kind of manifest our faith on both of these journeys. Additionally, both paths often require addressing deeper issues, spiritual struggles. Oh my goodness. I know you guys going through this. And I mean, the initial spiritual struggle for me was, I'm shooting something in my body. I don't even know what this is. I wasn't in that daggone lab when they was concocting this medication together. So seriously, that was a struggle for me. I had to pray and ask God to help me, even to shoot a needle into me, because I never shot needles into myself. Okay. I know some people might have had that experience in some form of their life, but not I. And so this was really hard for me to just think, I'm going to sit here and actually put a needle up to my body and just shoot myself with something that I really didn't know how I was going to respond to it. And therefore, we also, on both journeys, on our spiritual journey and on this GLP-1 health journey, we endure emotional challenges, which is why I have this channel, which is why I do this segment, because there are so many things that emotionally derives out of us going through this process. And finally, our behavioral patterns become different. In your spiritual journey, you no longer do some of the things that you used to do. You no longer say some of the things you used to say. You have a God conscious, as I like to say. You have filters a little bit on things that, we still human. And I get that, because I'm definitely still there. I'm not, I won't say that I'm the overcome Christian, because certainly I still have moments where I fall back and I fall short. But the greatness is knowing that we have an ability to go and ask God for forgiveness, and we can begin to repattern our lives after something more positive. And so in the same way, on our GLP-1 journey, we fall off. We fall off the wagon a lot of times. I mentioned last week in my video that some people just don't take their shots. They get frustrated. They feel like they're not accomplishing their goals as quickly, so they may drop off the wagon altogether. Some people just want to look at this shot, as a way of just, losing weight really fast, and they don't change any other things in their behavior. But your behavior patterns mean a lot, both in your spiritual journey as well as your GLP-1 journey. So always remember that. We'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. Now, some Christian perspectives even emphasize treating the body as a temple of the Holy Spirit, right? Aligning health decisions with spiritual values. Just like, some people will, they won't smoke, they won't drink, they won't do things because they say my body is a temple. And as a result, I shouldn't be doing this, because who resides in here? God resides in here. And so why should I put those things in my body when it's that way? Now, all of us have gotten to that point. Again, I said before, I'm gonna raise my hand. You can raise yours too if you haven't gotten fully there, because sometimes you might drop off the wagon and you say, well, I want to have this, or I want to do that, or I want to have fun. And that's fine. This is a no judgment zone, because I'm not the one to judge. It would be like the pot calling the kettle black for sure. So, but I just want to remind you that that's how Christians usually look at their bodies, that it is a temple. So same way, in the same connection, when you're on a physical health journey with this GLP-1 medication, you think of the same things. There are some things I can't put in my body no more. I can't do fried foods. I can't do sweets and candy and pastries and all of these things. And I know that sounds diet culture like, but the reality is those things are counterproductive to what we need to do to grow and to be healthier. So it is an approach that we have to take together, in looking at both that those spiritual perspectives, and how we look at our bodies, as well as from our new healthy journey through this GLP-1 medication. This connection can inspire individuals to approach their health journey with a sense of purpose. Are you here for purpose, or are you just here by design? Ooh, that was deep. That just came hot off the press. Wasn't even in my notes. Are you here for purpose, or are you here by design? Because you just feel like, oh, this is what I want to do. I just like this because I want my body to look like this. I need my waist to be snatched. I need my butt to be firm. I need my legs to be trimmed. Is that what you're here for? Because that's just all aesthetic design. But if you're here for purpose, that I want to live a long life. I was walking with a sister this morning. I'll give a shout out to her, Sore Barry. I'll just say that. I was walking with her and another one of her girlfriends this morning. And that was one of the things she said. She said, I don't want to wake up one day in her elder age, and I'm assuming she means like 70, 80, 90 years old, and think about what she could have, would have, should have done, when she was at an age where she could make a difference. So we have to have purpose-driven lives. And so this is a purpose for me. I made an agreement with myself that I didn't want to go into my elder years, and I'm 56 years old now, be 57 this year. So I don't want to go into my elder years and know that there were some things I could do to reverse the process, and that I just chose not to do it. So that's something that I want you to think about. make sure that whatever you're doing it with a sense of purpose, and also with gratitude. I gave a shout out to so many people at my 1 year anniversary, and it wasn't false, it wasn't fake, it wasn't anything. There were some people I said I don't even know, some I haven't even talked to in a long time, some I've never talked to. But the fact was, my gratitude was sincere. And that sincerity came from a place of, I don't know what I would have done without them on this journey with me over this past year. So we must always look at our journey and look and express gratitude for whatever it is that we have accomplished. Okay. All right. So I never leave you without leaving you with steps. You know that. So resurrecting your health on a GLP-1 journey does involve a combination of things. Some lifestyle changes, some medications, and also mindset shifts. How do we do this? How do we shift our bodies into something else? How do we create these mindset shifts and to be able to be strong and consistent, which is a word you hear a lot in the GLP world, strong and consistent in this journey. So, number one, understand your medication. So many people jump on these, and this might be for my new babies who are just tuning in, and I love you guys. All right, thank you for joining me. But listen, understand your medication. You do not just want to jump on something and just start injecting something in your body and not knowing what's happening to you, because then you'll end up at the ER, urgent care, wherever, your doctor, and wasting money, because these are some of the things that we know you should expect. That's why this community is important for you, because you learn about some of the things that we go through. We talk about it all the time. So make sure that you understand that this medication, number one, is designed to regulate your blood sugar, especially if you're diabetic, pre-diabetics, anything like that. So it does regulate your blood sugar. And then it also suppresses your appetite. If you go run into the hospital and say, I'm just not hungry, and they ask you what your medications are, and you say, I'm on Zepbound, or I'm on GLP1 tirzepatide, or semaglutide, or whatever, Mounjaro. If you go running and telling them that, they're going to look at you like you boo-boo the food. That's what you are, boo-boo the food, because that's what it's designed to do. And the other thing is, it does slow your digestive tract. A lot of people run to the hospital for issues with that. I can't poop. I know that was pretty gross. I shouldn't say that. Oh, I'm constipated. But you're constipated because that's one of the expected side effects of this medication. So you have to just sit back, become a student of your process, become a student of this medication. You got to educate yourself. I don't care what level of education you have. You can do this. You must educate yourself so that you're prepared to be able to deal with some of these side effects that you may occur. Number two, set realistic expectations. These medications are not a quick fix. Okay. I just told you that I did 62 pounds in a year, but there are some people that I know that have not come that far. They may have done 30. I've seen people that's only done 30 or 40 or even 50 pounds, and some, I think 30 may have been the lowest that I've seen, but I know there are people who probably have even done less than that. So you cannot look at this as a quick fix. This is not your traditional diet culture kind of, jump on this, jump on that kind of program. You have to be able to stay in it for the long haul, but you got to make some of the changes so that you can see the differences in your body and in your health. The long-term health plan is what you want out of this, basically. So set realistic goals. Number three, adopt healthy eating habits. You hear this on everybody's channel. You'll probably see some of our friends in our community who, they really put in the time for you. I don't meal prep and show you anything that I cook because I don't like to cook. So I have to kind of rely on my husband and I, we had 3 kids. They're all adults now. And, I don't cook hardly at all. And I'll just be real honest about that. But what I do is try to look at the healthier choices I make. Now, when I do cook, and I do cook sometimes, I do try to prepare certain meals that still fits in with my husband, and I still have one adult child that's home and a Navy son that's here temporarily. Let's hope that he get reassigned real quick. Okay, just reassigned, but he's home temporarily on an assignment here. So, but I'm just not into that cooking thing. But when I do cook, I try to make sure it's something that they can all eat. But I think about them being healthy as well. So that's important. But make sure you're selecting foods that's rich in fiber, healthy fats, lean proteins. That's just basically it for you. This would help you be successful on your GLP-1 overall health journey. All right. Incorporate regular exercise. I couldn't wait to get to this one, number 4. Regular exercise. Okay, so I am so excited about this because I did incorporate regular exercise from like month 2 or 3 on this journey, all the way up until I probably about 5 months. What happened is it got cold and I didn't want to go outside anymore because I got used to walking. I loved it and everything. So guys, I have made a renewal vow with myself. And so what I did is I signed up with a trainer. Oh my God. I'll be introducing you guys to Thomas throughout this journey for this year because he's very excited about working with me. He's so engaging, so encouraging. And if you find a trainer, just make sure that I think it just has to be a good fit, because some trainers can be very abrasive. They're not, they don't push you enough. And so finding that right fit with a trainer, I think is so important. So I started training on last Wednesday. I go 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and my time is at 5 a.m. I have one other young lady that's there with me during that time, and she's been there for like a year. So I met her on Wednesday, and I'm telling you, we are like this, I'm sorry, I met her on Friday, and we are like this because I was like, yes, I like her personality. I think she's a good fit for me in this training. And then I also have another friend that I brought along with me. So she doesn't like to come at 5 in the morning, but I will try to train with her at least one day during the time that she likes to train, because I did bring her into this. And I just want a win-win for all of us. But, having a great training environment, I think, is extremely helpful for me. So I'll give you guys update on my training. Actually, I'm going to post a little video just to show you my first day on the ropes. That was really cool. All right. And next, number 5, stay hydrated. That's it. Drink plenty of water, and that helps you address a lot of the most common side effects, which is basically nausea and constipation. But if you stay hydrated, that should really be helpful. Number six, monitor progress and adjust. Always track your weight, your blood sugar levels, if that's an issue for you, and your overall health, which means going and getting those metabolic labs. You must do those. I go every 3 months. Most of the people that I kind of stay involved with in this community, they do the same thing. So if you're not going and getting your levels done, then you're doing yourself a disservice, because part of why your body may not be responding to these medications is because there could be something else going on. And so I've heard several content creators come back and share that. You should make sure you're staying connected with your doctor, you're getting your levels checked, and you're monitoring yourself and your weight all the time. All right. And sharing any concerns that you may have with your doctor. Okay. Number 7, cultivate a positive mindset. Okay. It I always say cortisol is huge. And, when you're in a negative mindset and you're always thinking bad things, or you're always stressed out or depressed, even about your journey, like I know we have one content creator in our community that she ends every segment with, don't come, and I'm paraphrasing because I can't even remember it in my head right now, but don't compare your journey, share your journey, or something like that. So don't walk in, because sometimes, and I always say, comparison is the thief of joy, and it's the thief of peace, because you're not going to have any peace with yourself if you continue to compare yourselves to other people. So having a positive mindset, being happy for others. When I see others losing weight, when I see others changing behaviors, when I see others just focusing on small victories, I'm like happy for them, because I know that, that's what's going to keep them going. And they need to hear that from me. They need to hear that from you, so that they can continue to move on. So yeah, celebrating those small victories and focusing on what the bigger picture is. Okay. Because that bigger picture is where you'll probably be in 1, 2, 3, even maybe 4 years. I know some people that's been on this journey. I've read this since 2022, and it's taken them a while to get, to some of their goals. So I just want to just encourage you, cultivate a positive mindset. And number 8, our final one, because I'm coming up on my time here, build sustainable habits. All right. Create routines that support your health and your journey. Okay. Again, no one else's, your health, your journey. My sustainable habit is now getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning and working out. And then Thomas got the nerve to give me homework on the other day. So Tuesday and Thursday and Saturday and Sunday, he wants me walking. So I did my homework today. Today is Saturday. I went walking with these walking gurus, and they fast-paced walk. I mean, I've never walked three-quarters of a mile as fast as I did this morning. I think we probably walked 3/4 of a mile in like maybe, it felt like 5-6 minutes. But they were walking really fast. And I'm like, I'm looking all crazy, and they just talking. And I'm like, so anyway, but when I got to a point where knew I couldn't do it anymore, I just said, hey ladies, I'm going to back down. I'm going to take the walk back, and I'll do better next time. So again, not comparing myself to what they could do, but I didn't want to hold them back either, because I know what that's like when you have a pace and you want to go. So I turned around, I walked back, and then I was like, I felt bad, because I was like, Elaine, you're cheating yourself, because I knew I wanted to walk away with at least 2 miles today. So what I did is I walked the trail the opposite direction, so I wouldn't feel like I was, holding them back. And I walked, and I turned on some Resurrection Sunday music. And y'all, before I knew it, I had 2.34 miles when it was all over and done. No, 2.31 miles when it was all over and done with. So I'll show that up here. And I was so excited, because it's been so long since I really walked, and I'm just getting back into it and developing my new pace. So basically, sustainable habits is what you have to do, making sure that you have routines, such as your exercising, your meal planning, and stress management. Those are things that's easy to accomplish. You just got to put your mind to it and do it. So what are you doing today to resurrect your health? I want you to place that in the chat, and also place a bunny rabbit or egg or something in there. I know that, or cross. That's a really good one. A cross, a bunny rabbit, an egg, whatever Easter or Resurrection Sunday means to you. Please put it in there. And I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Thank you for joining me. I am right here at my 30-minute mark. So I just want to say, I love you. Jesus loves you. And have a wonderful Resurrection Sunday. Bye.